belt and you're proud of what you've done. But that's what I did. I got a black belt in ninjutsu, and when I found my sensei, I put that white belt back on and started training, because what he did was, astronomical. You know, but the thing is, I urge all of you to be ready and willing to throw a white belt on, and that's not about humility. I mean, it definitely is.
It's about emptying your cup.
It is about emptying your cup, and it's about not being blind to the truth, because when you see something that is, you see a person who has talent beyond what you have. If you see someone who has knowledge beyond what you have, empty your cup and run toward that knowledge.
Absolutely.
That's what I did.
Absolutely.
It would be easy to go back. It would be easy to preach this if I hadn't done it. I'm not one of those people. I'm not one of those people that says, "Oh, I've never done it before, but you should do it." No, I've done it. I've done it multiple times. When I went to learn ninjutsu, I wasn't like, "Listen, I've got this rank, and I want you to recognize this rank before I become your student." No, I went to Triple Sensei and I threw the white belt on. When I went to Smith Sensei, I threw the white belt on. Teach me, as if I don't know anything, and let's see if I can impress you. And I tried every day to impress that man, and he was not impressed. And I stuck around until I, attained what I was hoping for. I wanted to go all the way. But the problem that I have is the guys who look at me and they start explaining to me why my art could defeat them. It's not me. Why my art? Oh, well, you're much better at this and this and this, and you're much better at this, and you really can do this a lot better than me. Now, I have a friend of mine. Who's out in Reading, Pennsylvania, and he empties his cup. He keeps it open. He says, "I'm really happy with what I got here, but I don't know anything about this. Could you teach me it?"
That's awesome.
I think that's really commendable.
Absolutely.
Before Ronald Duncan passed, Ronald Duncan Sr., before he passed, I was talking to him, and I asked him, I said, well, I'd be interested in what you might teach me.
And God bless that man, may he rest in peace.
Yeah, beautiful guy. So, he asked why would you, and I said, because I don't know everything, and, the guy's been around for,
oh my gosh,
ever, and, world renowned, and I figure if somebody knows some things that I don't know, this man knows some things that I don't know, so let me learn something. But beyond this, I just don't get, I stink at this, because martial arts is my passion. I know it's my business. I know that. But I'm not a very good businessman. I charge half of what other martial arts schools charge, and I know I'm supposed to charge more, or people won't think it's good. Everybody thinks you get what you pay for.
Right. And
I don't want to be the burden in your pocket, I don't want to be another bill. So I charge like half,
Yeah, definitely.
So I know I'm not the greatest businessman, but this is the part that I don't get. I always said best product, best price. How are you gonna go anywhere else? That's the thing. You got McDonald's cheeseburger, and then I got a steak for half the price. Don't buy that.
Absolutely.
Buy this. Look, it's steak.
Yeah, don't get
be like, oh, I think I might just, I just need something real quick, like a cheeseburger. No. Yes, you can eat that cheeseburger quick. You can get that black belt in 2 or a year. You can eat that cheeseburger quick, but don't do that. Sit down and enjoy this steak, and you'll be thankful that you did.
Absolutely.
This is a delicious steak.
Oh gosh.
But that's my analogy. But the truth is, people don't want steak, and it drives me nuts. I know that my hamburger is a piece of junk, and I know that I charge twice as much as you, but I'm gonna open up a school next to you. I'm like, what? And then they're like trying to be like neighborly about it and be nice, and I'm just thinking I should really kick you in the throat. Is that wrong? Is that wrong? That's what I'm thinking. I guess that's wrong. I just figure I'm gonna save a lot of people a lot of time.
Oh gosh.
And a lot of money
if
I just kick you in the throat.
Thing.
I just kick you. And violence isn't the answer, kids.
Give him 6
Man, it
months
seemed like it was the answer, didn't it?
Oh God.
Oh man. If it wasn't for that Christian upbringing and turning the other cheek, and I'm turning every cheek as he's talking to me. I'm like, oh God.
How can somebody do that? How can somebody?
Well, we're not very good at this. We're not very good at that. We're not very good at this. We're not very good at that. But
We're gonna teach it
we're
anyway.
going to teach it anyway and charge a lot more than you and open up a school right next to you.
And you know what? That all comes down to marketing. It really does.
It sucks that it does.
I would mention some schools, but there are a lot of schools that have commercials out that suck. You know, Sensei, you don't have a commercial out.
I need to get a commercial out. I just gotta.
Absolutely.
You know, I used to think like this is what I used to think, guys. And if you are a martial arts school, and you're doing some serious stuff, maybe I can help you. Maybe I can tell. Maybe I can say it enough times that I'll believe it. But a warrior is weak on no sides, right? A warrior has no weak sides, right? My weak side is marketing.
You just
That's
need
my weak
to.
side. Well, you look at this like, how could they defeat me, right? Nobody, right? Kicks, I got a more powerful kick. You know, punches, I got a more powerful punch. What about locks? I'll break it. You know, throws, I got tons of throws. What do you got? Ground game, I got ground game, seated game, standing game. Well, you know, weapons, I practice 37 different weapons. I got this, I got that. Well, how are they going to beat me, right? Can't beat me in price. Can't beat me in attitude. Can't beat me in dedication. If you are my student, I will make you awesome, right? So how are they going to beat me? And this is how they beat me. They beat me in marketing. And they're kicking my butt. And let's be honest, that's just an honest statement. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, but
And I try to listen to those gurus, and every time the guru's talking, I just get like the stomach pain. Is that wrong? I just do. I do. Like they're like talking like this is what you need to do to get guys in the door, and this is what you need to tell them.
Yeah, because
and I start getting the stomach pain. Like I can't do that.
It's not right.
That's like going against my nature.
Yeah, it's not.
You know.
I say stick to what you've been doing. We'll get some more cameras in front of you and get those commercials out there, because that's really what it comes down to. It comes down to a campaign. It comes down to was talking with Vicky on the phone, who is girlfriend to a student at the dojo, and
she's gonna be our marketing coordinator.
And we're looking forward to having her on board.
Vicky.
But she was enlightening me to the marketing game, and basically it's whoever puts out more commercials wins.
Is that crazy?
I mean, I'm paraphrasing. Our conversations were short,
longer,
or long, short, whatever. But
that's weird.
Putting commercials out,
it's weird.
Is how
I've got an inferior product, but it doesn't matter because I'll just keep telling you to buy it, and then you'll buy it.
But that's America. That's
whack.
That's
man. That's whack.
It's sugar coated shit.
That's crazy. Consumer Reports. That's what you do. You don't listen to the ads. You go to Consumer Reports. You say da 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 da. When someone comes to the dojo, I go, I'll tell you my sales pitch. It's pretty simple. Best products, best price.
You're very genuine,
right?
And I think that's probably what people get turned off by, because they're so used to being dicked
and sold.
Yeah, they're so used to
Let me tell you what to think.
Bamboozled.
What to buy. You know what I say often, and this is probably a bad move. I say, don't listen to me. Ask my students.
Mm-hmm.
Ask my students if they're learning the most impressive stuff. And here's the thing. Other people, and I won't say who. Oh, don't look at what they do. Don't look at what they do. Look what's in front of you. I've heard this in martial arts schools. We don't do everything, but master this first.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why?
Mm-hmm.
If you yourself told me that you don't do it, yes, you could go on to bigger and brighter things, but master this first. I've heard them say that, and I'm like,